I just want to say that Marina Mabre is a bum, and I own her. She shoved me like that was going to change the score. She was out there putting up Angel Reese stats with her 6 points and 8 me-bounds. She needs to relax. They tried to gang up on me with 3 players because I cooked their whole squad, and I had to let their bench know after I hit that 3-pointer to shut their asses up.
She was Caitlin Clark's fiercest protector, and the WNBA just threw her out. In the final seconds of a brutal game, Sophie Cunningham delivered a hard foul that shook the league. But behind that whistle, a message. And Caitlin Clark had had enough. The media doesn't want you to hear her side. But today we're exposing everything the league wants to hide. From unpunished assaults to rising double standards, this isn't just about Sophie Cunningham. It's about the WNBA's most dangerous mistake yet. Ignoring the star that saved it.
My name is Sophie Cunningham, and I won't allow anyone to harm Caitlin Clark. During that game, J.C. Sheldon deliberately poked Caitlin in the eye, and then Marina Mabre pushed her down, yet the referees did nothing. I simply couldn't bear it. Seeing my teammate treated this way, I knew I had to step up and do something for her.
The incident happened in the final 46 seconds. Indiana was losing. Tensions were sky high. J.C. Sheldon goes for the layup, and Sophie grabs her midair. Immediate flagrant. Immediate ejection. But was it just a foul? Or was it a message? Sophie later explained, "As Caitlin's teammate, I couldn't sit by. She was targeted all game. I had to act."
Players are faster, they're better, they're bigger, they're stronger. They're as good as they've ever been. They're as athletic as they've ever been. The game is fast now. Things are happening quickly. Everybody's getting better, except the officials. So we got to find a way to remedy it. I mean, you've heard every coach talk about it, so I don't know what the answer is.
Caitlin Clark has become the most targeted player in the WNBA. From eye pokes to flagrant elbows, game after game, she's hit, shoved, fouled, but never protected. And the officials? Silent. The league? Absent. When asked, Fever's coaching staff admitted the obvious. Every team's plan is to be physical with her. That's not strategy. That's sanctioned bullying.
Trash talk had been happening everywhere. Technicals, flagrants, all this stuff had been happening. And as J.C. Sheldon was running down the court for a fast break layup, Sophie Cunningham grabs her and hard fouls her. I think this was Sophie. This was the last 46 seconds of the game. They were up by a lot. So I think it's a possibility that Sophie was trying to send a message to the league, to the officiating, to everybody that, listen, like, the Indiana Fever have had enough, and this is what's going to happen.
Sophie Cunningham didn't just join the Indiana Fever. She joined Caitlin Clark's war zone, a black belt in Taekwondo, and one of the league's few enforcers. Sophie vowed to protect her teammate at all costs. And when referees wouldn't, she did. That bond, that loyalty wasn't just rare. It was a threat to a league that wanted silence. This wasn't just a foul, it was a stand. And now she's paying the price. ESPN Insider.
What did you make of Sophie Cunningham's flagrant foul on JC towards the end?
It was a flagrant foul.
You think it's like defending Caitlin or defending the team, or how do you view just how it all?
I view it as a flagrant foul.
That's about the game, too.
Yeah, well, I mean, you guys came for basketball.
Yeah,
Let's talk
seriously.
about basketball.
Yeah.
Come on now.
When Larry Bird talked trash, he was a legend. When Caitlin Clark does it, she's problematic. The WNBA cashes in on her image, but won't protect her game. And now, they're punishing the one person willing to defend her. Sophie. I stood up for Caitlin. I'd do it again.
As Caitlin's teammate, I couldn't sit idly by. I decided to take a stand. In my own way, I made J.C. Sheldon understand that anyone who hurts Caitlin would face consequences. This wasn't just a foul, it was a warning to everyone. Although I was ejected from the game, I earned the respect of the fans. People thought I did what others were afraid to do, standing up for Caitlin, even at the cost of myself. This makes me furious. The WNBA's rules and biases clearly enable this violent behavior, ignoring players' dignity and safety. The atmosphere of that game grew increasingly tense until I couldn't stand by anymore.
Fans had seen enough. The moment Sophie was ejected, Protect Caitlin Clark trended across the U.S. Some called for WNBA boycotts. Others demanded an independent review of officiating. But one message was clear. If Caitlin leaves, this league collapses.
It's amazing, just to see that how many people just love her in this city. She made her mark here, and it's just incredible to see all the fans and how much she's just put into working, and then the impact she's had on this city is just amazing to see.
Clark's response was icy, measured, but behind the smile was a threat. A superstar losing patience, and a league about to lose her.
I think in the face. That's what Clark did right.
With Cunningham gone, and the league sending warning shots, the question now, will Caitlin Clark stay? Rumors are already flying. European teams, private leagues, billionaire offers. If she walks, ratings drop, sponsors vanish, the WNBA implodes. The WNBA was gifted the most marketable star since Sue Bird. And what did they do? Let her get knocked around, silenced her defenders. And now, they risk losing her completely. Sophie Cunningham may be gone, but the storm she started has only just begun.
When you are good at basketball, you're pretty, and you got grit, those three things make you bad to the bone. And I think this is one of it's new trends that's going on in the WNBA, in my personal opinion, is that not only will you be good at basketball, but you also, some of these women will look like women, right? They used to look like dudes, but now they look like beautiful women that are playing basketball. And one thing I like about Sophie is that she's tough.
What do you think? Has the WNBA gone too far this time? Should Caitlin Clark stay or leave for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Hit like if you stand with Sophie. And subscribe for everything they won't show you on ESPN.
When we first played her, I just think she's had a lot of pressure on her shoulders, and I think a lot of people, no one's walked in her footsteps, and so it's really easy to judge and to say things, but at the end of the day, we all need to empower each other and be there for each other. I think she's done a lot, not only her, but that rookie class. They've brought a lot of attention to our league, and it's needed. Like, this is what we've always wanted, and so why would we not embrace them and make sure they're good? And so when we first played them, I was like, hey, keep doing your thing. Like, you're doing a great job. If you ever need anything, reach out. And then the All-Star game, we were just having fun. I mean, she was playing, I was having a good time on the sideline, and I kind of told her, I was like, hey, if you ever want to come to Phoenix, let me know. But that one kind of backfired on me. Now I'm here, which is great.
46 seconds left. Caitlin Clark is attacked. Sophie Cunningham steps in and is ejected. But why? Was it a hero's defense or a league's warning? Today we expose the unspoken WNBA crisis, unresolved hits, protection failures, and a star on the brink.
All right, you guys, we need to talk. I just finished the Indiana Fever versus Connecticut Sun game. That was a wild one. That was so unexpected. Everything got spicy. Everything got negative.
This wasn't an isolated brawl. It was the boiling point of weeks of unchecked aggression. Caitlin, the league's face, has been repeatedly targeted. Opponents admit physicality is their main game plan. And officials? They've let it happen.
So yesterday, the Indiana Fever played the Connecticut Sun. It was a basketball game, but the basketball of it got way overshadowed by other elements.
The enforcer, the protector Sophie Cunningham, black belt, fearless. She pledged to defend the league's most valuable player no matter the cost.
Technical foul on Caitlin Clark, a technical foul on Tina Charles, and a technical foul on Marina Mabry.
Wow, is Mabry going to stay in this game?
In one violent sweep, Sophie enters, saves, and leaves all in a flagrant that cost her a game. League responds with immediate fines and suspensions, but timing? Delayed.
Hi, I'm Caitlin Clark, guard for the Indiana Fever.
Gets bumped, will take, and hit from three.
Larry Bird trash-talked praised. Clark did it? Criticized. The league thrives on her star power, but won't protect her. Think that's fair?
I think in the face. That's what Clark didn't like. That Mabry kicked.
Fans aren't staying silent. They're loud. Boycotts, social media uproar, calls for official reviews. Could losing Sophie a protector drive Clark from the WNBA?
As you guys can see here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin Clark. She swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin Clark nudges her off because JC stays in her face. And then Tina Charles runs over and is kind of wagging her finger in Caitlin Clark's face. And then Marina Mabry comes out of nowhere and chucks her to the floor. Now let's watch this in slow motion. Here, JC Sheldon is guarding Caitlin, swipes her in the face. There's one. Going for the ball. swipes her in the eyeball. Caitlin's gonna have to start wearing goggles. And then Caitlin pushes her off of her, like, why are you still in my face? Marina Mabrey, bat out of hell, chucks Caitlin Clark to the ground.
When asked if Sophie's ejection was deserved, Clark paused, then said, "Let's talk basketball." But behind it, controlled fury, a star losing patience.
Caitlin Clark in this particular game kept complaining that she was like scratching her arm and complaining to the officials about it. And honestly, the entire game, they were jawing at each other. They were chirping at each other. Marina Mabrey always on the side, coming to her teammates' defense because we all know Marina Mabrey. But really, the boiling point was Sophie Cunningham's hard foul on JC Sheldon. And I truly think that this was a message that she was sending to the leagues, to the officiating, just like to everybody, because it is, if you are watching any of these games, you are seeing that there is a disparity in the way that it's being officiated, and the Indiana Fever are held to a standard that no other team is held.
Europe is calling. Billionaire-backed leagues dream of luring her. A subtle exodus. If Clark leaves, the league collapses. Ratings drop. Merch vanish. Sponsors disappear.
Comes up with the steal. Sheldon goes coast to coast. And here we got another.
A star under attack. A protector exiled. A league losing control. The WNBA is at a crossroads. Will it adapt or will it drive away its brightest future?
Trash talk had been happening everywhere. Technicals, flagrants, all this stuff had been happening. And as JC Sheldon was running down the court for a fast break layup, Sophie Cunningham grabs her and hard fouls her. I think this was Sophie. This was the last 46 seconds of the game. They were up by a lot. So I think it's a possibility that Sophie was trying to send a message to the league, to the officiating, to everybody that, listen, like, the Indiana Fever have had enough, and this is what's going to happen.
What do you think? Is the league failing Clark and by extension itself? Comment with "Protect Caitlin" or "Let her walk." Smash like, slam subscribe, and don't miss the next explosive WNBA breakdown.
Technical foul on Caitlin Clark, a technical foul on Tina Charles, and a technical foul on Marina Mabrey.
Wow, is Mabrey going to stay in this game?
She stepped in to protect Caitlin Clark and got thrown out for it. Sophie Cunningham, the WNBA's rising enforcer, ejected in the final minute after delivering a hard foul that stunned the crowd and silenced the bench. But this wasn't just a play, it was a message. Tonight, we expose the brutal truth behind the WNBA's most dangerous controversy: the targeting of Caitlin Clark, the league's silence, and why Sophie's ejection might be the spark that burns it all down.
Now, after this, you guys, of course, the referees are going to review the play because that's a lot of contact going on right there. That's a lot of unnecessary contact. That's a lot of non-basketball contact happening during this play, right? So the three referees that I like to say, they got them straight out of Sephora because I don't think these referees have ever refereed a professional basketball game in their life. They took these referees, they were at the monitor, they looked at it for, I'm not even exaggerating, you guys, like 15 minutes. 15 minutes they are watching this play over and over.
This didn't start with Sophie Cunningham. It started months ago when Caitlin Clark entered the league with sky-high ratings and a target on her back. Game after game, Clark has been shoved, grabbed, scratched, ignored by refs, baited by opponents. Coach Stephanie White had enough. This has been happening all season long. It's a league-wide failure. But the league? Silent.
This is what happens, right? This is what happens. You've got competitive women who are the best in the world at what they do, right? And when you allow them to play physical and you allow these things to happen, they're going to compete and they're going to have their teammates' backs. It's exactly what you expect, right? Out of fierce competition.
Enter Sophie Cunningham, a black belt, a spark plug, and now Clark's protector. "We're not going to get punked anymore," she said after a previous brawl. "We won't start the fight, but we'll damn sure finish it." She wasn't just playing basketball. She was sending a message. If you target Clark, you deal with me.
Is anybody on this team going to stand up for Caitlin Clark? JC Sheldon grabbing Caitlin Clark all game, clawing at her. It's like tonight was a brawl, folks. Tonight was a brawl, and I'm sitting there, I'm like...
A star under attack. A protector exiled. A league losing control. The WNBA is at a crossroads. Will it adapt or will it drive away its brightest future? After Cunningham's ejection, the blowback was instant. Not just from fans, but from NBA legends. "Protect your star," said Paul Pierce. "If Clark goes down, the league goes with her." Ratings dropped when Clark missed 5 games. Sponsors are nervous. Owners are scared. And fans? They're starting to turn against the league itself.